All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well, and salutation and much love to you Akim out there, pushing out his word in truth and sincerity, and just want to do a quick video walk and talk here. Exhortation, Lord's will is edifying to the hopeful elect, about, keeping the leader mentality going into these last days, because obviously there's not a head and second and third of every camp. Everyone ain't the head of the camps, right? But we're all leaders ultimately. The Lord's setting up men to lead, the flock, the great multitude, all right? Because people, like John 17, the Lord's prayed for the elect, and he also said that there was going to be some that would believe on him through our words. In the time of Jacob's trouble is coming. The miracles, all the miracles that are about to be start being performed. Okay, these are men that are going to be leaders. All right, the men that are going to be doing these things to glorify Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. These are going to be, all right, the captain, so to say, of the host of the Lord. The Lord's preparing us to lead. All right. And very soon we ain't gonna be out there you holding a Bible. Soon it's gonna be works. There's gonna have to be done like in the book of Acts. All right. And that's something we really got to meditate on as leaders. Moving in the spirit. Not being hasty, and knowing how to deal with people of lesser faith, so to say, because there's levels to this faith. Not everyone's going to have the same level of faith as we do right now. As the scriptures say, blessed are they that have not seen and believe. Some of the people that are going to be believers, all right, followers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, they're going to see a miracle and then believe, and that's okay. That's just how they're ordained to come into this truth. Okay, but we got to be able to deal with them as Yahweh Shai was dealing with the disciples when they were being simple and lacking faith. What would he say? He was, "Oh, ye little faith." He would get on them, but he dealt with them, and nonetheless, all right, the Lord still dealt with them. All right, because he knew those were part of his flock, and we've been commissioned by Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai to feed his sheep. So we're overseers of the flock now. We're watchmen, all right. We're shepherds under the main shepherd, which is Yahweh Shai. So we have to be, you have to be a leader to be a shepherd. You have to lead the flock, and part of the leading them is protecting them, from the wolves, feeding them daily, okay, and whatever that may be. Okay, attending to the sheep, making sure they're good. That's why the Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. But if you're not in a mindset of even being a leader, and being willing to help carry others' burdens, so to say, because people are going to be searching for answers, and we're going to have them, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We'll be able to guide them through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. But you have to have that faith and confidence that the Lord is dealing with you. All right, because how are you going to do miracles if you don't even have faith that you're able to do them? Of course, the Lord picks, and He's the one that does the works through us. But you have to have faith. Without faith, your works are dead. All right. I always like to say, if you don't believe, you won't receive. Why would the Lord give you miracles, allow you to do miracles, and your faith is weak? Yeah, you might have faith, right, and you end up believing, but not everyone's going to do a miracle. All right, everyone didn't do miracles back then. Same thing again. The Lord's He already has a certain men that are gonna do certain things to wake up a lot of people, man. Feed the multitudes, thousands at a time. walk on water, so on and so forth. The Lord said the same works he did, we're going to do in greater works. And all the works that the Lord did couldn't even be contained in all of the books of the earth. So great miracles are coming to those that are willing, all right, to carry the torch, so to say, and being the front runners. And again, everybody's not a front runner. You know, there's got to be people behind you. Like in the movies 300, you had that main line, which they held the line, they held the front line, but then they had people behind them supporting them, using their spears to protect the men in front of them. But what, the men in front of them were the ones that the first line of defense. All right, but what, there's supposed to be a support system behind them, and you have to be a ballsy individual, a courageous man to be on that front line, and that's what a leader is willing to do. If not, you can hang out all the way in the back. You're still part of the army, sure, but we trying to be up in the front. All right, and hey, to whom much is given is much required. So that's not something you got to count the cost. You know, is this really your position? Hey, somebody got to be all the way in the back. Somebody got to be in the middle. Somebody in the third row, second row, so on and so forth. But the closer you are to the front, the more it's going to be demanding of you when that opposition comes. All right, just watch that movie again. When they're that first battle in the high gates, you know, they didn't even budge. You know, but who was the first ones to get that contact, get the brunt of that impact? But again, they had a support system. They all helped each other. They all defended one another. They were pushing the front line. The people behind them were holding them up, and then started pushing them. You know, when they were at a standstill, they would use the spears to fend off the invaders, to push them back. So it's all about teamwork, man, and doing things decently and in order, as the scriptures say. And the scriptures also say that by the love they show one another, these how you're gonna know who my disciples are. So you have to be willing to fight and die for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and the body, the brotherhood. Or if you're willing to sell out and give up your brothers, man, you're nothing. You're just a Judas, one of them Judas Iscariots. All right. So, you know, this is the time is quickly approaching, all right, because Esau, he's beginning to do his miracles with his witchcraft and his technology, all right, and modern day technology with the Neuralink and all of these things that he's unraveling are going to be his miracles, man. And he's going to deceive many. People are going to be walking again with his technology, all kind of things he's going to be able to heal, but you already know there's going to be side effects as usual. Anything Esau claims to be helping you with always got some kind of side effects to it. So if we see the left hand side increasing as we get closer to the end, the right hand side is going to be increased as well, because the Lord's a balance, perfect balance. But we know that the right hand side is always stronger when it comes to everything, and especially in this particular case, the miracles we're speaking about. Just like Moses and Aaron would do miracles, and the Egyptians were able to recreate it, but to a certain level. And then once they got to the lice, that's when they came to a screeching halt. They couldn't recreate any of the miracles after that. Okay. That's why they had a knowledge of that concept, left hand side magic or witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. That's why they said that Yahweh Shai was casting demons out in the name of Beelzebub, because people had done that before. You see these people in these churches, these voodoo shit. They'll do some crazy shit, and they're actually doing it because they're getting power from the left hand side. But the power on the right hand side, it overcomes everything. All right, and people will see that very soon here, and it's gonna blow people's minds. Some of them is gonna make them even more of an unbeliever, and say that we're doing some satanic things, witchcraft. When in reality, we're gonna be doing the works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's him that's gonna be doing these works. You know, So with that, Lord's willing, this was edifying. Till the next time I say shalom, man. Stay strong and continue to fight the good fight. It's almost over. Shalom.